Radio. Shout it.
What's happening? Of course, you know it's your 4B Hot Radio Shouty. And stepping in the building, I got Creative and Twista in this thing, talking about this gun camp going down in the A-Town. What's good with it, fellas?
Man, we here, man. Glad to be here, man. That's right.
First of all, gun camp, what's really good? I mean, are we busting our guns or what?
That's what we doing. We got to bust them things.
Exactly.
It feels good. I love it.
Talk to me about just the importance of people understanding gun safety and knowing when and where and how to handle them things, though, fellas.
Yeah, man, that's very important. You know, that's why we out here, man, to teach, public safety. And more important is the learning the universal safety rules and stuff like that, and learning that, every time you see a firearm, you want to treat it like it's loaded. Mm-hmm. A lot of our negligent discharges happen because they take the firearm and not respecting it and not treating it like it's loaded. Then, a lot of people end up getting shot and harming themselves,
You ain't never lied about that.
And then you also got like over 8 million new gun owners, and half of them are like black people of the urban community, things like that. So I think us being new in it, we have to catch up, because a lot of the other demographics have been pros since kids.
Exactly.
So with us, we got to make sure that we catch up to speed, and that's what the gun camp is about. It's kind of bringing our people up to speed with where they need to be as far as knowledge about firearms and gun safety and things like that.
What should people be expecting when they touch down at camp, though, fellas?
They gonna see the swole dude walking the door.
Yes, all the time.
Definitely you gonna see some good, passionate conversations and teaching.
Mm-hmm.
We got a method to our swag. We got a method to our madness with the way we teach.
Yeah.
So when we come in there, we make sure that everybody is thoroughly knowledgeable as much as we can in that short time frame about firearms, how to handle them, how to clean them, how to perform at the range, how to do everything, how to store your ammunition, everything.
Exactly.
So we just give a nice, in-depth, thorough class about firearms and different aspects.
For the regular guy walking these A-Town streets, what guns do y'all recommend that he should have in his arsenal at the house?
You go first.
I don't know. It depends on, because everybody mind's different. Everybody.
I'm a gangster.
Yeah, okay. You
AR-15.
AR-15. Easy.
I'm a good guy. I'm a ladies' man. What do I need there?
Right. Yeah.
A sexy AR-15.
For the crib. You definitely want an AR-15, AK or something for the crib, or shotgun or something that do damage that'll spread. You know what I'm saying? So
with the home
like that.
Yeah, with the home defense weapons, you want something like that. And you also, I think with home defense weapons, you want to make sure you got a good tactical light attached to that Picatinny rail so you can see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want some glowing night sights? Don't get me started.
No, I mean, say what you feel, because see, also for the wife, what does the wife need when she leaving the house? Because, a lot of men just get a wife day extra gun and wife shoulder just doing his thing.
Yeah. So actually, in where we in Chicago, more women take the class than men.
Ooh.
More men will want to take the classes, but they afraid and don't go forward because they have a felony. So they know they have to get that seal and expunge before they move forward to actually trying to get concealed carry. So but the women be ready. So what the women need is just practice. We so adjusted, but just letting the man be the head of the household and he have the protection and stuff. But we understand that like other nationalities, it'd be the whole family. The kids from 5 and up and everything. You know how to work the AR-15, AK-47. So we need to know how to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So what kind of gun do my wife need?
It depends on how you want to take it. A nice, good concealed weapon is like a SIG P365. I see a lot of guys with that. You got the Glock 43. What I suggest for like a lady, sometimes a Smith & Wesson Easy Slide, a Shield Easy Slide is good because you got a grip safety on there as well as a external safety, and the slide comes back real easy.
Yes, sir.
A lot of times our women don't want to go through that hard pressure of pushing that slide back, and then sometimes you might have somebody with arthritis or carpal tunnel or anything, and then when that slide come back easy too, one hand might be messed up, and you can rack that slide real easy and get on them, And then some of us might want our wives with a 40 cal or something like that. You don't want to have to shoot too many times to get the job done.
Come
You might
on now.
want one or two to come up out of there and it's over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now the maintenance of the weapons, fellas. I mean, how do I maintain my weapon to make sure that it don't jam up on me when shit is getting real?
Yeah, all the time, man. I mean, you want to constantly to keep it clean.
I knew you finna say it.
Got to keep it clean, and everybody have a firearm should definitely learn how to break their firearm down. You know what I'm saying? Know about your tool before you use it. Cause like I'm a licensed barber, and I say that you're only as good as your tools are. You know, so break it down. And actually, I'm in college right now taking a course to get my associates in the technology of firearms. You know,
Come on now.
So to break it down, clean and put it back together to go deeper. You know, than the average what the instructors do, but really going deep into the surgery of it.
So now, as black men, and then during COVID 2020, when we weren't sure what the hell was going to go on, what was going through y'all minds as far as gun camp and just making sure that people were ready for whatever?
Well, you know, I was getting prepared to join. You know, I was always in it, but this brother was very actively in it and brought me into it during these times.
Yeah.
So I'm at home worried about catching a disease. I'm like, oh, man, a virus. I'm like, man, don't come outside. But me and him hopping on the phone, and I'm seeing a bunch of scared people coming to his classes so that they can get armed because they seeing what's going on with the pandemic and society. And man, you see these rich folks got these buildings up downtown, and if people can run up in these buildings, what you think they can do to your house?
Oh my God!
You know, so during the pandemic and COVID, I seen this brother like teaching a lot of people about firearms and getting them prepared to get their concealed carry.
Yeah. What has been the reception to gun camp in Chicago so far?
Off the chain. Your turn.
Man, they love it. They love it because we bringing something new. Because we want to change the mindset of people. They're trying to think of being in the black neighborhood. You think of firearms, you think of violence and murder and stuff like that. So we trying to change the game around. Like, don't think of that as being negative, or we trying to bring something positive. You know, because I actually, when I ran for alderman in 2019 in my community, my main topic was on public safety. Yeah. You know, and thinking about the firearms, like on one day on Martin Luther King birthday, we had a gun turn in, and we had probably about 40 or 50 guns to be turned in, you know. So we're trying to switch that around, and we walked the hood. We walked the hood and talked to the young brothers, man. I'm talking about to the roughest parts down the streets, you know, talk to them brothers and stuff, and we feel comfortable when other people will be afraid. Yeah, we feel like we're at home. You know, we consider ourselves the OGs. You know, so we ain't out there, you know, like we the OGs.
You
so they look up. Yeah, I know, right? This gray hair let me know that, man. I'm about to braid it now.
Question, Twista Creative, talking to the young men in Chicago, what is it like trying to explain to them what the hell is going on and getting them to recognize that we don't need to kill each other every 5 minutes? And then my other question is it as bad as the media makes it out to be in Chicago, to where folks is dying up a storm in that thing?
I'm seeing it everywhere. You know,
it's definitely going down here.
You may be able to dabble those numbers and percentages around here and there, but man, when you look in places like Baltimore, you know, a lot of other places, you know, you could put a number on it, but what it boils down to is people of the urban community have a problem, and we need to fix it. You know,
what is the reception of the young G's though when y'all talk to them? Do they listen, or are they just on some I ain't trying to hear what y'all old heads got to say?
No,
what I noticed it. Cause I'm on the west side, Holy City, 16th Street.
Yes, sir.
You know, the home of the vice lords and all that, like real deep, you know. And a lot of times when you talk to one of the guys, when they're around a lot of different guys, they don't really show that much respect. Yeah. But once you pull them to the side, because they don't want you fronting on them.
Exactly.
You know, and I can understand that. You know, so you'll pull them to the side, and then, man, they'll show you all the love, and they really explain what's on their mind, because they're going through some things. So we don't neglect them, but we talk to them brothers and stuff. And you pull one of them brothers to the side, it don't matter how rough and how many stars, how many times he done shot in the air, talk to that brother one-on-one, and you'll get a different meaning, a different idea, a feeling from that brother inside, front him in front of other people. And that's what a lot of the older people do, some, not all, older people do. They'll talk to some of the guys in front of a lot of people, and they'll get disrespected because you coming at me around my homies.
That ain't gonna work.
Right,
that ain't never work.
Exactly. You got to come on their level, man.
Did y'all get a chance to see the Fred Hampton movie?
Yeah. Not yet. I didn't see it, but I saw snippets here and there.
Coming out of Chicago with it, what was that like with his impact, because I mean, explaining, you know, how to handle guns, that was something that the Panthers were known to do back in the day as well, man. So I mean, just having that revolutionary, you know, vibe in Chicago, what was that like growing up in there? And then, you know, community first, revolutionary as well.
Well, you can speak on it, Creed, but I'm proud to say that we had in our class recently the president of the Black Panthers.
My God.
Yeah. So we actually trained the president of the Black Panthers.
That's hard.
To get his concealed carry.
Yeah, and then, you
That's
know,
hard.
we talked
That's
to
hard.
Fred Hampton Jr. a lot, you know what I'm saying? Real good brother, you know, and I actually wanted to talk
that's
to him.
Creed partner.
Yeah, Fred Hampton, he's doing his thing in the city, you know. And I know he had a lot of big interviews about the situation with his father.
Yeah.
I have, you know, having talked to him personally about the movie in particular, but, you know, he's doing his thing in the city, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's not negative, though.
I can dig it. So now, how are the young males in Chicago reacting to the police force up there, man? Is there any love from the police, or is it, you know, George Floyd in Chicago as well?
I think in some ways, police officers are learning how to deal with people better. You know, they're being forced to.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's important for people to understand that police officers are people too, and they get stressed and scared too.
All the time.
They saw their partner get shot a day ago. They saw another person's partner get shot a week ago, and they standing there wondering what to do in the situation. Don't know if this person is about to pull a gun on them. This person got a camera on them. The wife told them it's a good meal at home. Son wants them to come home and give him a hug. You got all of this on a person.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to realize that police officers are people too.
Facts.
Yeah.
Mental health and gun ownership, fellas. Do y'all touch on that as well? Because, you know, you got some folks that's suicidal with the gun, and you got some folks that's homicidal with the gun. Exactly. So, I mean, how do y'all approach those topics with the people?
Yeah, well, the thing is, I first must say that every time we teach a class, man, to us it's an everyday thing to us. It's a way of life, not just for swag, just for a minute. Let's get this money here. No, it's an everyday thing. It's a way of life with us.
Yeah.
And so it's our passion to get the information out. We done had 1,000 classes, and every time we have another class, we get that much knowledge.
Yeah.
We always have some more information to bring to the class. Every day, all day. It never be the same. We always have some new information. And we understand that everybody that taking our class, each one of them individuals are there for a reason, for their own particular reason. You know, whether they want to get revenge for somebody, they just want to learn public safety, they work, they need some protection at home. So we have to get to know them as well as them getting to know us first. We want them to know, like, we are the instructors that you really want to learn from. You know, it's not about taking your money and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? But it's about us giving you the information, because when we sign up for you, you represent us, because our name's on them certificates.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if we feel like that your mindset
You crazy
not
as
there,
hell.
you crazy, you there for another purpose, then you're not going to get our support with that.
Is there anybody that you think just shouldn't have a gun altogether? Who are the people that you say, all right, now, you know what, you just don't need no damn gun?
I think some people, they come in there to get it for different reasons. Like if you come there strictly for protection, in case you need to protect yourself and you want to even that scale and don't want to be caught in that jam, that's the reason that you should want to do it. But sometimes people have revenge on their mind.
Yeah.
Other things. I think those people shouldn't have a firearm. If you think I want to get a firearm, but you still want to hang out on at the club or on the corners the same way you were, once you get that firearm, I don't think you need it.
Answer me this question, fellas. How are these niggas on the streets getting bazookas? Because every time I turn around, I might be scrolling up and down Instagram, and you know folks want to put the guns on the table, and then at the end of the table, there's always a goddamn bazooka on that thing.
Man.
Who is shooting bazookas out here?
I saw a rocket launcher in the
That's
dude's
what I'm
hand the other
talking
day.
about.
I'm like, man, I don't know where they getting them from, man. But you will hear a lot of stories, man. I done heard stories in the past of, you know, weapons getting dropped off.
And see, I heard that too.
By the man upstairs.
People. Exactly.
Yeah.
My
so,
God.
Yeah, they get put here.
See, that's a whole nother road. That's a whole nother road. You see what I'm saying? So now, what are y'all favorite guns to bust though? So if you going out to the range, what is it that y'all have to have on deck, Creative and Twista, when it comes to? I'm trying to let some steam off and get a workout with my gun.
Yeah.
AK-47, AR-15, a CZ Scorpion. It's a bunch of them. We
So
got
many.
He like to bust 50 calibers, Desert Eagle, you know. So he want to go big with it, you know.
Yeah.
We got 40s, everything, man.
Man, we were just in Louisiana, right?
Yeah, we was just in Louisiana with our guy Black Rambo. We probably had, I'm sure it was over 100 guns out there. Yeah,
All types
we sat
of
out there
firearms.
and shot for hours, shot
Yeah.
everything for hours, shot till we got tired.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any love for the revolver?
Of course.
Okay, I was just making sure because I ain't hear nothing about the revolver now.
know, right?
What about us revolver carriers
Yeah,
around
yeah.
here? Only
There
got
was-
6 shots.
That revolver ain't gonna jam on you.
No,
You
it's-
know you got a worker right there. You know.
Exactly. So then, okay, so this is my last question about the gun. So for the carry and conceal, what is it that a young man or just a grown man in general should have on him at all times that's easy to get to, that's going to be trusty, and is going to get folks up off of them?
It's a lot of choices, but like I said, I like the SIG P365 and I like the Glock 43.
Okay.
What you think?
Yeah, that's just, I mean, I agree with that too, you know. But majority is some type of 9mm, you know what I'm talking about? Some type of 9 or whatever, you know. Like the Glock and the AR-15, you can't carry the AR-15, but the Glock and them two are the most popular firearms, you know, around.
Me and
anyway.
him like to carry a firearm where it doesn't have to be the same firearm, but it has to be close enough where my magazines will fit in his and his magazines will fit in mine.
That's
because
slick.
if the deck go up and we in it, I run out, I'm tossing him a mag. He run out, he
Exactly.
tossing me a mag. So we ready to get down.
So how many mags do you need to have on deck? And then when it comes to stockpiling, you know, the artillery and stuff like that, what is a healthy home arsenal?
Yeah, for the home.
go first.
Yeah, no, for the home, like you mentioned, the AR. The AR.
Healthy home arsenal.
Yeah, a healthy home arsenal.
I mean,
20 handguns,
many.
10 long guns, and 10,000 rounds.
man. So, yeah, like that, though. Oh, my God. So, it depends on how your budget is, you know what I'm saying? If you can afford it, then by all means, go ahead and get it.
That's
you know?
another thing too. So are there such thing as rich nigga guns and po nigga guns? I need to know those too because I look closer to the po nigga side.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It is.
I definitely
Break it
think
down
so.
then. So and now is that po nigga gun gonna jam on me?
It's possible.
Oh,
It's-
well,
you know,
put me on
And
the
a
rich
lot of
side
times,
then.
you might be a poor person with an expensive firearm, but the shit's still a jam because you ain't treating it right.
Oh.
You ain't cleaning it right. You know, you throw it over there somewhere and let the gunpowder corrode and get
Yeah.
dust in there. Yeah, if you disrespect it, you can have $1 million firearm and the shit'll jam the same way.
Affordable weapons, fellas. If I ain't got a lot of money, but I got a lot of drama, I need a little something to help me out in this hood. What's affordable?
The majority of
I got one. But go ahead.
black people, I ain't gonna say black people though, but the majority of people
You
who
already said
affordable, I didn't say it. The
We
majority
lied.
of people that don't have a lot, they'll probably get the Millennium G2 Taurus. You can go almost in every house, somebody got that firearm.
Okay.
And it's about $200.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Some a little cheaper, some a little more, depending on where you get them from. Yeah, the Millennium
I ain't
G2
got
Taurus.
one.
If you have a class, like, so what type of firearm you got? Majority of people go say a Millennium G2 Taurus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't get that.
What am I supposed to get with my stimmy check, fellas?
A Canic is a good firearm to get. A Canic Elite.
Okay.
That's one of the best stock triggers out the box that you can
Okay.
get for a firearm. It's probably a little over $400, and that's probably one of the cheapest firearms that I would trust and that
Okay.
I like. Like a Canic is a definitely a good gun to have. That's on the cheaper side.
Now, when it comes to the house and having the guns in the house, where can I safely store my guns? Do I need to get a safe for this thing? Can I go old school and put it up under the pillow or on a nightstand? Where do I need to put my gun?
You need your safe.
Okay.
You know, the one that you carry, you need on your person. When you in the bed, when you in the
Yeah.
toilet, when you cooking, whatever, you have that one on your person. But your other ones, you definitely want to have a good safe. You want
Okay.
you know, your ammunition stored in the cool, dry area, separate from your firearms, and you want to have your firearms in a nice, good safe that the burglar can't pull out of the house.
Exactly, because they'll come in and steal your damn gun.
Yeah, and you want to have it both. Like, you want to have something that's more accessible, you can get to when you need it, that's ready for you, and you want to have something that's locked up. Then it depends on each household. If you got 10 damn kids in the crib, then, you want to be more cautious. But it's you, then you can have it right next to you on the pillow. I mean,
Yeah, and your kids in the house, you want them to be very familiar with the firearm, know how to break it down, put it back together, and be just as knowledgeable about that firearm as you are.
If I need to be quick on the draw, what I need?
Quick on the draw?
Practice.
Practice first.
Okay.
Practice first. Muscle memory, training.
Okay.
That's what he's talking about.
Okay.
And a good holster.
Okay, now.
A good holster you can come out
Exactly.
with, and they got to take a loose 2, 3, 5, 6 straps.
Exactly. By that time you slumped over in your car.
Oh, man.
I need something fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good to know. When is gun camp going down again, fellas?
Saturday. This Saturday.
Okay.
It's a 2-day event. The first day is going to start about 9:30, 10 o'clock. We're going to be at the Train or Die compound.
Okay.
And then the next day, we're going to the Quick Shot shooting range.
Already.
So the first one, we're going to do a lot of hands-on discussions, film, demonstrations. The second day, we getting it in.
Bussin'. Okay, Adrenaline Rush, Twista, putting that album together, man. What was that like, hooking up with the legendary Trackster, getting busy?
It was a new start. I had put a previous project out, and so Adrenaline Rush was almost 10 years later. So yeah.
So running off at the mouth was 10 years prior to.
Yeah.
So what was it like waiting 10 years to come out with Adrenaline Rush then?
Well, it wasn't no wait. We was trying to make it happen.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
It took 10 years to get on up in there like we needed to.
Yeah.
So yeah, but by that time I had, refined mind state, refined rap style. So when we got in, we knew what we wanted.
Okay.
It was my second time doing it on that level. So I kind of knew where I wanted to take the music, and it was fun.
So now coming off of that pole pimping with Do or Die, how high was your buzz going into that album with that song already going crazy?
It was crazy. It was real crazy. Like the pole pimp, that whole vibe. Like once we did that record, that's when I really got a chance to experience the music business or being a celebrity on a different level.
Okay.
So Pole Pimp is like one of my favorite records. Like I said, I understood what a hit was. I understood that, DJs get real cool and friendly when you got a jam.
Oh yeah, that was just did if it's jamming.
Man, I'm talking about woo. But it was dope, man. Like making that album was a great process, beautiful time in my life, and like I said, I was refined, mind state, lyrically, and from that point on, that's how I was able to go kamikaze every project after and still keep it on that level.
Exactly. Songs like Overdose, man, when you just had to snap all the way to the very end of that motherfucker. What was it like jamming on that? And did you feel like you was blacking out on every damn track?
Some of them. I knew around the time I was writing Adrenaline Rush, you wasn't finna fuck with me. I'm keeping it real. When I was writing Adrenaline Rush, I was in my zone. I used to tell the homies, like, he didn't know, but I used to tell some of my guys around, like, man, I'm finna kill him. I was like, man, this song here, ain't nobody fucking with this song. Doing stuff like that. Like Overdose, I think, I wrote that to a CD that was put in a video game. I think PlayStation, some game we had, and I was letting it play over and over. So I wrote Overdose while I was playing in the video game.
My God. So now you sitting over there jamming, but you was a player and a pimp at the same time. What was it that kept you from going the gangster route with everybody else? And
Really?
then with Chicago being a real trio place to live at the same time, how did the people receive the music that y'all were putting out when it was, we related to it because, Southern Playlist, the Cadillac music, we were some players down here. So we was like, okay, y'all playing up there too? We with it. So what was that like dropping that?
Well, you got to remember, the greatest pimp, Bishop Magic Juan, is from Chicago.
Facts.
We used to ride down the street and see the Bishop and get out the car and talk with Bishop.
Oh, my God.
So that whole vibe came from the streets we was living in, we was seeing it. So with Adrenaline Rush, with that whole album, the way I used to rap at first was from the essence of where rap first started. More East Coast orientated, more lyrical, being an MC in a certain way. But then I started feeling like I wasn't getting accepted a certain way. So one day, especially like after I got dissed, I think Tretch dissed me one time. I was getting dissed, and I made up my mind. I said, you know what? From now on, every rhyme I write is about to be for my hood, for my streets, and that's where Adrenaline Rush came from.
Yeah,
was my decision to not rap for another town. Let me rap for Chicago.
Putting it down for the town, man. What did the people say when you came out there and you just snapped?
It was for the city. They accepted it because I was able to combine two things to make Adrenaline Rush. And when I say two things, the lyricism of an MC and then coming from the streets of Chicago. So I was able to take my lyricism and talk about the streets of Chicago in a way that hadn't been heard.
The production on that CD, though, man, did Legendary Traxxter know that he was giving you exactly what you needed? Because when you see the chemistry on all of that music, it felt like y'all put together good ass music, and it was y'all knew in the studio what time it was, man. Are those facts? Am I in the right direction with that, or was that he sent a track and he turned it back and then he come back, you done snap?
No, see, you got to remember those days the technology wasn't at the level that it is now, so it was a lot of in-person things going on.
Okay,
and also one thing you don't really see a lot these days is one rapper work with one producer for a whole project. Yeah, that's why I respect the Nas Grammy, because it was put together. You got one main producer working on a project. Exactly. And I kind of miss those days of like Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. Exactly. You know, where you got even the early Scarface and Rap-A-Lot records. Yeah. You know, you had Mike Dean, Beto. You know, you got one or two producers doing the thing, like Tribe Called Quest. You got just Ali Shaheed and Q-Tip. Yeah. So just that type of element was where Adrenaline Rush came from, and I looked at Traxxter like a Dr. Dre. You know, he looked at me for my vibe, and we just combined the two sounds because we knew they were perfect for each other.
What was the point that you found Joe Swag to where you knew that you could ride that beat but still be lyrical at the same time and rap fast as hell? Because those are three different things right there. How the hell were you able to pull that off? Because you got some folks that try to rap fast but they still ain't lyrical. You got some folks that try to ride the beat but it ain't hitting on nothing. What's going on, Nook?
When you put together, when you write something and then you try to say it and you realize you can actually say it. And I was like, damn, every time it'd be a little complex, but might take me a minute, but I can say it. So I would challenge myself some more. And that's when I realized, oh, I got pretty decent pronunciation. You know, so that's what it really come from, is like having good pronunciation, decent vocabulary, understanding the cadence of lyrics, having good rhythm, stuff like that.
What was the point that you realized that Twista was being loved outside of Chicago and that everybody was getting down with the movement?
When I was rapping for people outside of Chicago, they hated it or hated on me or dissed me. When I started rapping for Chicago, everybody loved me. So it was when I rapped for my city and my block, that's when the world accepted it.
Look, I remember one time when it's funny when the song first came out on the radio, like I think it was a GCI or something like that, and we was riding in the car. You probably don't remember because you old and shit, but we was at the red light and this song came on. We jumped off the car like, hey, that's him. Like,
we did that. We did do that. Did we had a Temptations moment?
Yeah, we like, hey, this is him rapping. I'm for real. Listen, goddamn it.
We had a Temptations in the back of the truck moment. We sure did. I didn't remember that until he just brought it up.
Yeah, we were really crazy.
Ain't nothing wrong with that though.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
We had fun, and I introduced the Legendary Traxxter to Twista. Thank you.
Okay, so I need to be talking to you then. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, we made it happen, baby.
Okay, so did you know that the Legendary Traxxter was gonna bring the funk like he needed, and did you know that he was gonna switch up the style and bring the funk like he needed to at the same time?
I did, because Legendary Traxxter used to produce for me first.
Oh,
did you know that, right?
I can't remember.
Suicide and all that, all that stuff, man. But I mean, I already knew that my main goal was to make sure I make this connection happen, because that's when the heat go really bring that shit.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you don't have no idea. My boy Cavalier, before Twista was Cavalier. You know
okay, then.
Yeah. go crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and real quick,
I'm with you.
a lot of people know talking about the battle rap and stuff like that. Dude is an amazing battle rapper. But for all I'm talking about, that's what he was known as, for battle rapping, going
that's
crazy.
Where it came from.
And I'm
That's
surprised
where-
You was
he's
rapping
still
fast
cool,
doing
though.
battle rap too?
Nah, but this was before I started rapping fast.
Okay, I was about to say, goddamn, nigga.
The
crazy.
rapping fast came after mastering metaphors. After I got like, and I could do this, you know. Then after a while, I want to do something different. Like, okay, I got the metaphors. Like, what can I do different?
Yeah.
And then that's when I wanted to explore rhythm now. You know, so that's when it changed up. And then if you can do both of them, ooh, man, I couldn't tell you.
In the Middle of the Night remix with 8 Ball and MJG, man. What was it like getting on that track with them boys and going crazy?
I was happy. I was real happy because I was fans of them. I remember driving down there to their town, seeing the cars they had, them walking in the studio. I'm like, damn, they right here. You know, so I had a fan moment. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes when you do songs with certain people and you might already be on that level and they on that level and y'all just meet each other like, what's up? And y'all get it in.
Yeah.
But when you are a fan of a person and then they come get you to do something and then you sitting there trying to play it off and be calm, but on the inside you like, this motherfucker ain't pulling MJ motherfucker G. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I had to keep my little calm, but you know, and then that's one of my moments too, sitting in MJG room and he was smoking a blunt. And he was making some coffee. He made him some coffee. And this was back in the day, so that's what made me say, I'm gonna smoke a blunt while I got some coffee too. So yeah, he was the first person I saw have some coffee and a blunt at the same time.
I ain't mad at that coffee and kush. That's what we call it.
Coffee and kush,
So,
baby.
you feel me? So now, Diddy, is this the end, man? Puff Daddy and the Family album, getting on there and snapping like hell too. What was that like linking up with Diddy and cranking it up?
I was scared as hell.
What?
Walked in that damn studio. You know, you see him on TV, you see all that, you thinking you gonna feel a certain way till you walk in there in real life. All of a sudden, Diddy is the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? Scared as hell up in there writing. I'm doing my thing. Think he gave me a little sack or whatever. I'm like, okay, this gonna give me a little buzz. Ooh.
Yeah.
It was the best weed I had in my life. I didn't know what, I couldn't think no more or nothing. I'm sitting there writing the verse and my brain just going into, I think he said something like, this gotta be a movie. When you write it, it's gotta be like a movie. So he sent me off into a zone. I'm going crazy the way I'm writing it. Then I remember some years later, him and Jay-Z sitting in a room together, and I walked over there to him and we were all talking, and Jay-Z was just looking at me strange for a second. Then I was wondering, like, what is he about to say? He looked like he finna say something to me. And all he said was, we was talking about, is this the end? He just looked at me and said, you was high when you wrote that word. That's all he said. He be knowing, Jay be knowing.
Exactly. Working with Kanye West, a young Ye at that time, man. What was it like kind of co-signing him at that time for his production and helping him kickstart his career?
Yeah, a young bull.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even say helping him. I knew that I was being blessed with the opportunity to be part of something that was about to rise. So I can see his stardom growing. And so by the time he came to get me for slow jams and certain songs, I was like, wow, I'm actually about to be a part of this shit. You know, I didn't expect it to go where it went, but I knew I was about to be part of something big. I didn't know it was gonna be that damn big, but
What is it like? Because first of all, you were already in the game at that time. So when you say that damn big, what was that like for a veteran already in the game to see it get even bigger than he could imagine?
it was beautiful. Like at that point, I was trying to keep up a trend. And when Adrenaline Rush came out 10 years later after my first album, for me, that gave the OGs and older artists and people who had their chance, it made them realize that it doesn't have to happen one time. You can have this big moment as many times as you can make it happen. It doesn't have to be a one-time moment. So that's what I always try to set my trend to do is if I disappear, no matter how long, I want to be able to come back when the fuck I feel like it, how I feel like it.
Exactly. How do you feel having one of the coldest deliveries in the game, though, and it's the kind of style that nobody was ever able to duplicate? They just had to go ahead and pay to see that or pay to get it on that damn track.
Man, you know, I I didn't like my rap voice for a long time. So I think rapping fast was even a slight cover for my insecurity about my rap voice.
Why did you have such a damn insecurity about your rap voice?
Just didn't like my little kid ass voice.
Yeah.
Too little. And it never turned into nothing else. I just knew when I got about 17 or 18 that it was gonna bass up a little bit like that. Shit didn't happen. I stayed rapping like an angry little kid for my whole life.
Oh man, I feel that too because it was the same thing on radio. When I first got on the radio, you hear yourself back and you thinking to yourself, I sound whack as hell. And is anybody gonna respect my voice at all out here in these streets? And then after a while, you just embrace it and you just give them the best you can. So now, when it comes to Chicago, what was the chemistry like between you and Kanye with both of y'all having that Chicago background?
It was dope. You know, I knew his beats and music was more along a hip hop vibe, and I knew that mine was more along a street vibe. But I've always been good with meshing sounds together, so I knew what to do when I heard his music. And I think any rapper would hear his music and kind of catch a vibe and know what to do and realize that they being blessed with some new sound. So it was pretty easy to mesh in with what Ye was doing.
Out of all of the artists that you got a chance to collab with, what do you feel was your best session, and who do you feel like really gave you a run for money on that song, going back and forth with them?
On a song going back and forth? Man, that's a good one.
Nobody.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, but as far as a session that I really liked a lot, it's a bunch of them. But just bringing one up out the blue, when I recorded Lavish with Pharrell.
Okay.
That's when I saw some genius shit that was fucking scary. Like, to watch him make the beat, think of the concept, the hook, or what type of verse he was gonna spit, coming up with the name. And this shit was amazing. This motherfucker sat back, he's like, what we gonna name it? I'm like, I don't know, we just sitting back. Took about 2 seconds, he said, Lavish. Man, when I tell you this session was where I felt like I saw genius happening in my face like that.
Yeah.
So when I do interviews, I always give Pharrell a whole lot of respect because him and Timbaland, Timbaland used to slap the headphones on and dance for about 3 minutes, moving his hands like this, and then take the headphones off and it sounded like a beat that took 3 years to make.
My God.
10 minutes, less than that sometimes. You put the headphones on, make the beat so you can't hear it. Him slapping the keys is all you hearing. Take the headphone off and you hear some magic.
Can you keep up with Busta Rhymes? That song right there. What was that like? Y'all putting the fast flow together.
Wanting to do something that we knew we had a vibe together, you know, a sound together that was dope and cool, and we just wanted to let the world hear the experience of Busta and Twista going back with some fast lyrics like that, you know, and then the concept of it I love. Like, I think I came up with the concept of passing the baton, meaning my last lyrics, he would rap along with me, so both of our voices going, and then he would be spitting his.
Yeah.
And then when he gets to his last lyrics, I come in on here, so it was like we were passing the baton back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoked out with 3-6 Mafia, man.
Yeah.
What was
my
that
joint.
like getting there with them boys too, man? Because you know that production with 3-6, that's a whole nother level.
Yeah, it was fun. The reason I keep saying fun is because it was a different cadence and style than what I was getting from Traxter. So it was me testing myself and me knowing that was the hot sound of the South at that time, and I had the opportunity to stamp my name in it and for everybody in the South to further know me. So I made sure I just killed it on there. I love that beat.
Then I gotta ask you about the chemistry with Do or Die. When y'all boys get together, y'all always raise hell. So explain to me, when you get with Do or Die, why do y'all just always have to take it to a whole nother level every time?
It's them, those guys. You know, they got that old soul. And so when they hear certain beats and certain music, it's just got a feel to it. Like it can attract a young person and an older person. Every time they do music, that's the thing I get, is like it's generational. You can have a father and a son both grooving to it, a daughter and a mother both grooving to it. People can be 20, 30 years apart, and you'll see them kids jamming to it, and you'll see them older folks jamming to it. So
I can dig it. I wish we had more time, Twista, but I know y'all got a press run that y'all own in this thing. So with the gun count, how can folks contact y'all one more time and get down with the movement? And where do they need to be at on this Saturday?
Man, well, like I say, you can go on Eventbrite, type in Twista in the search, and be a part of this amazing event that we bring in from Chicago to Atlanta, all across the United States, man. And again, on Eventbrite, type in Twista, and our website is theguncamp.com. And then, Twista, tell them the location again.
The location is the Train or Die compound, and the next day we're going to the Quick Shot shooting range, all in this area.
Yes. And man, we want to give much love to my man Big Hustle, you know what I'm saying, for making this, putting a lot of effort in making this successful. You know what I'm saying? Another instructor out there, Ken Scott, somewhere in Atlanta doing his thing too. You know what I'm talking about? So,
what's up, Ken?
Ken Scott in the building. So we definitely going to make it happen, man. We appreciate Atlanta welcoming us for here. We just had an amazing breakfast at Barney's, right? Oh my God, amazing black-owned restaurant, man. Beautiful people, we love it, man. We appreciate it for being here.
I had to stop, or I would have had itis. I'd have came in here to lay across the table, took a nap.
No, it be like that, man. Well, fellas, appreciate y'all stopping through this thing, man. Wish you nothing but the best and much success. Be High Radio, shout it, man. We up out of here. Holla.